Good morning. So it's Labor Day today. Just want to wish everyone a happy, safe Labor Day. Time to go up again. It's another day. I'm actually off today, so I'm wearing my 343 commitment t-shirt underneath and getting ready to go up for Lieutenant Patrick Lyons, Squad 252. In Squad We Trust, out of Brooklyn. So let's take him vertical. So here's 110 for our brother right here, Patrick Lyons, Squad 252. He's a lieutenant, posthumously promoted. 110 to the top. On this Labor Day weekend. Here we go. Be kicking it off in just a little while when we hit that first vertical. For Lieutenant Patrick Lyons and Squad We Trust, Squad 252 out of Brooklyn. This climb is dedicated to his wife, Irene, his son, Patrick Mate, his father, Brian, who is a retired lieutenant from the FDNY, and his mother, Pat, along with his other family members, and dedicated to Squad 252 and the FDNY off and on the line. So this is his 110 floors to the top. I'll be headed to Orlando this weekend for the Tunnels to Towers 5K Orlando, which I will be taking my American flag from Rosemary Cane with me and running with it there prior to bringing it back and putting it back up on the wall. So this is the third climb in a row for this tour, which again I just got off this morning, so perfect time to climb. To take Lieutenant Patrick Lyons to the top. This 110 is now started on the first vertical of 7 for In Squad We Trust. Lieutenant Patrick Lyons was posthumously promoted to lieutenant, one of 6 brothers on the squad, and the 5th brother of the squad carried vertical. This is 110, given an honor and respect for the sacrifice made so that others could live. Dedicated to his wife Irene and his son he never got to meet, Patrick Mate Lyons, who was born, I believe it was 27 days after, from what I was reading, but he was born after Patrick responded with Squad 252 in response to the greatest rescue effort in United States history on the back of the worst terrorist attack on U.S. soil. Our brothers, during the rescue effort, showed bravery and heroism, to which over 25,000 were saved. This is to carry his footsteps They were working at a mayday off the first tower, the 50th floor. Squad 252 went to go try to rescue some trapped personnel up there. And as you know, the squad is part of Special Operations Command from all the previous climbs we talked about. So you've got your rescues, 1 through 5, and now I heard there's going to be a 6th one. And you have your squads and your hazmat company. The squads were specialists in rescue. They were able to become specialized in confined space, high angle, and then you had trench rescue, technical rescue. Pretty much these guys knew every way to get out of a bad position, the same as your rescue as part of Spec Ops Command. Hey, Christy. So now we're going up for Lieutenant Patrick Lyons. His father, Brian, was actually a lieutenant with FDNY, now retired. And his mother, Pat, this climb is dedicated to those he left behind and to the FDNY off and on the line, and to those who want to know about our brothers that were lost during the recovery effort, afterwards, and prior to the rescue effort. We will not forget the sacrifices made during both so that others could live. The And Still Counting memorial climbs will commence upon the completion of the 343 initial climbs. This is 110 floors going to the top, pushing them all the way. So Lieutenant Patrick Lyons was known to be an entrepreneur. He used to collect bugs in pairs. It said for a nickel. He would do odd jobs to try to raise funds. Prior to getting on the FDNY, he had his own limo company, and it said it went from 1 limousine to 6. With our brother in mind, he was also very much in tune into sports. He played in Suffolk County on a flag football team called the Titans, to which he was actually put into the Flag Football Hall of Fame over there. And he was a quarterback for the FDNY's bravest football team. Like I said, this climb is dedicated to his wife Irene and to his son Patrick, mate. Although he never knew him, Patrick, his son, had written a letter to his father, and in a crowded church of around 2,200 people, talked to his dad with what the wording was from that letter. Told him that every September 11th, he sends balloons up in the air for his dad, and he knows his dad's watching after him. Then he goes to 252 to the squad for the ceremonies every year. This is to never forget. So his son, Patrick Mate, and his wife Irene, his father Brian, his mother Pat, all know that our brother will always be remembered. He will never be forgotten. This is the 343 commitment and still counting. 110th floor memorial stair climb for posthumously promoted Lieutenant Patrick Lyons, Brooklyn Squad 252 and Squad Retrust out of Special Operations Command. Taking him another 110 as the 5th brother of the squad. Going vertical out of 6. Almost accounted for. Squad 252 is headed up. As I said, the last assignment that Squad 252 was on was a mayday call, rescuing trapped people, trapped personnel on the 50th floor of the first tower. Lieutenant Lyons wasn't even scheduled to work on 9/11, but a phone call was received and he took the hours. One thing I found out was he was a very huge Miami Dolphins fan. That he used to take occasional trips down to Miami with Irene to go watch the game. And one time he actually went to the Super Bowl, but the tickets were like $2,000 a piece. So he sat there in the parking lot with others, watching it on a big screen. It also said that he went crabbing and would leave his mom crabs that he caught, and she would know it was him. They left him for her to have. So this is carrying another brother to the top of the tower, to the 110th floor. Happy Labor Day. Hope everybody has a safe one today. And we climb because they climbed. We finished their footsteps as those who went before us. So here's taking our brother from the 50th to the 110th, finishing the footsteps for Lieutenant Patrick Lyons, Squad 252 and Squad Retrust. Taking him up the tower, coming around to the over halfway point shortly in this climb. Going north. All right, so we're about the 4th vertical in right now of this 110 floors for posthumously promoted Lieutenant Patrick Lyons out of the Squad 252, 252s and Squad Retrust, part of the New York Fire Department Special Operations Command. Our brother went to the New York Institute Technology College on a baseball scholarship and joined the FDNY, which, like I said, he was on the squad, responded to 9/11 and was working on a rescue effort on a mayday for trapped personnel on the 50th floor of Tower 1. Right now, it's all about carrying him up. For those just joining, this is the 343 commitment and still counting. 110 floors for Lieutenant Patrick Lyons, Squad 252, in Squad We Trust. The 5th of 6 to be carried to the 110th floor. The 5th brother vertical going up. For his wife, Irene, and his son, he never got to know, Patrick Mate. To his father, retired FDNY Lieutenant Brian, and his wife, Pat. Along with his family. And the FDNY off and on the line. This is 110 floors, giving an honor and respect for the sacrifice made so that others could live. Right now, we're just about the 5th of 7 verticals, over the halfway mark now for this climb. 60 floors in, a little over 16 minutes on the clock for this 110 for Lieutenant Patrick Lyons. A quarterback for the FDNY's bravest football team. This 110 belongs to him. He was also on the Suffolk County Titans flag football team. Like I said before, his family knew him as a little entrepreneur. Because of all his ways, he tried to raise money when he was younger to his limousine company, which started with 1 limo and ended up, according to what I read, with 6. We're going vertical right now on Labor Day for Lieutenant Patrick Lyons. Squad 252, going up for the 5th time, and Squad We Trust is making the 110 floors. Pushing them up in honor and respect. Getting every step closer to another floor reached. As I put in a post earlier yesterday on Facebook, this is the 17th year coming up. I started the commitment 2 years ago. a little after. This commitment is to tell the stories of the 343 and the end still counting, so they are never forgotten. I'm using this social media as a tool to get the word out to those who have forgotten that our brothers left behind families, left behind legacies, left behind their stories, which are being told. It's all about them. I'm just the vessel carrying them to the top, to the 110th floor on each of the climbs. We must never forget. We must always remember the sacrifices that were made during and after 9/11/2001 in the rescue effort, where upwards of 25,000 were saved, to the recovery effort to bring resolve to the families, to the FDNY, and to our country. 343 and still counting. We will never forget. We will always remember. It's the way it is. So now we're just about to kick off the 6th of 7 verticals. And after the 7th, it's about 8 or 9 floors left. And this 110 floors for Lieutenant Patrick Lyons will be complete. Right now we're carrying another brother to the 110th floor in honor and respect. The 5th and 6th for Squad 252. Going vertical. Pushing up. Step after step. Going there. Until we all reach the top. The initial 343, followed by the end still counting. Not stopping until I can't do this anymore. I'm physically gonna have to be to the point where I can't get on this stair climber and climb anymore. I refuse to stop. It's for our brothers and those who work the pile. Pushing each and every step closer to the next floor. And right now this one's for Lieutenant Patrick Lyons. Slow down my breathing a tiny bit. It's actually interesting trying to climb and talk at the same time. But we're almost there. Coming up on the last vertical out of this 110. For our brother, Lieutenant Patrick Lyons, his wife Irene, his son Patrick Mate, his father retired FDNY Lieutenant Brian, and his mother Pat. To the FDNY, off and on the line. The commitment was made to never forget, to always remember. And that's exactly what will happen. And this right now is for our brother who was posthumously promoted because he had made the lieutenant's list, Lieutenant Patrick Lyons. The quarterback for FDNY's bravest. Our brother was a son, a husband, and a father, alongside being an FDNY brother. We will never forget the sacrifice that was made on and after 9/11 so that others would live and to bring resolve to our country, to the families, to the FDNY, to our nation. Within the end, still counting. This 110 is taking the fifth brother of Squad 252 to that top, reaching the top vertical. As symbolic as it may be, he's being carried with me right now, going north until we reach it. We're now on the last of the verticals before a little bit of a slower climb for Lieutenant Patrick Lyons. Pushing him up. So now we reached the completion of the last vertical. First floor. Just gotta make it to the 110. 8 floors to go for Lieutenant Patrick Lyons to reach the top of the tower with 4 other brothers from Squad 252. Coming to you live from Sunland Park, New Mexico in the gym. This is the 343 commitment and still counting. 110th floor memorial stair climb for posthumously promoted Lieutenant Patrick Lyons. They're in Brooklyn Squad 252 and Squad We Trust. For his wife Irene, his son Patrick Mate, his father Brian, and his mother Pat. His father Brian was in the FDNY, retired as a lieutenant. This is all for them. To finish the footsteps of those who've gone before us. To carry them to the top. The initial 343 Lost on 9/11/2001, followed by the end still counting. Those who worked the pile for hours, days, weeks, months, and years until we had a result. But right now, we're almost there. Almost to the top. Almost to the completion of that symbolic 110th floor for Lieutenant Patrick Lyons, Squad 252 out of Brooklyn, New York, Fire Department Special Operations Command, and Squad we trust. All right. Here we are at the 110. Lieutenant, for your wife Irene, for your son Patrick, mate, for your father Brian and your mother Pat. Rest easy. We got it from here.